Hello everyone. So I hope everyone had a good, what day is it? Today is Wednesday. So right now we're going to be talking about powder brows and nano brows. I figured I'd give y'all some technical training today because I know normally we do marketing advice, but you guys know that we also offer the training on the technical skills that you need in order to, pad your pockets and become those 6-figure, 7-figure owning Estes. So today we're talking about permanent makeup, specifically the powder brows and the nano brows. So let's get into it. I'm going to turn my camera around and I'm going to attempt to place this camera in the right spot so you can see what I'm doing. Now, okay, so you're going to have to bear with me while I get this camera in position so you can see. Let's see if we can zoom in. Yep, all right, we all zoomed in. Zoom in a little more. Yep. Okay. All right, so we in position. Now, I cannot see any of these questions because I'm going to be over here working. So anybody that's writing questions, just be prepared for me to only get back to you when we're done. So the first thing I want to go over, actually, and so this video was actually special requested. So if you notice that this group has chats, if you go into those chats and start like playing around and poking around, you'll see like people are requesting things and submitting questions. So if you don't feel comfortable submitting questions in the group, you can go into one of the chats and start submitting your questions. But people have been asking for more on the permanent makeup. All right, so first things first, this is a machine that I use. Now, mind you, I'm practicing. So anybody that's on here about to be all bad because I didn't wrap my machine, it's because I'm practicing. Okay, so this is the machine that I use. This is a ChemSkin machine, meaning this is like one of the machines that we have for people. Hold on, let me get it in view. Like, where's the camera at? Okay, so this is the machine. It's a handheld, a wireless machine. And so if anybody has trained with us before, they more than likely has this machine. And so I don't know if you guys know how we work, but ChemSkin works directly with manufacturers. So other places where your machine might cost you thousands of dollars, like your machine is going to cost you hundreds of dollars because we work with wholesalers. We don't have middlemen when it comes to our supplies. So that's one big advantage you have when you train with us, is that you're always getting like the wholesaler's price instead of like the regular price of it. Y'all can see me. Okay, perfect. All right, so this machine, let me turn it on. Is it on? Okay. Am I in view? Yes, I am. Okay, so this is the machine. Notice my machine is up higher. So I work with a lot of people of color. That doesn't really have a lot to do with it. It's just a simple fact that I say that to say this. I never work on low speeds. So everybody on the internet right now is saying, oh, work low, low and slow. No, I work a lot higher because the more you stay in the skin, the longer chance you have of the skin like having inflammation. And so once you trigger inflammation in the skin, that you're pretty much done because you're not going to get no inking. So anybody that's telling you work low and slow, if it works for you, then continue to do it. But it never has worked for me. And I've been doing this for over 7 years. And it has never worked for me. Low and slow has never worked for me. So if you're a person who low and slow is not working for you, join the club. So I turn my machine up. Normally when I'm working on people, I actually work on a speed 8 or 9. I just want to make sure I'm still in view. Okay, yeah. I work on speed like 8 or 9 working on people. And that's black, white, Hispanic, Indian. Every single person, I always work higher because I'm in and out. I get in and I get out. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the machine on. All right, so right now I'm practicing with world famous. Y'all can still see me, right? I use a lot of actual tattoo ink, and so I don't know if there's any people in this watching this right now that are PMU artists who are probably like cursing me right now. I use a lot of tattoo ink. Why? Because the face is already going to push that ink out. The face is a lot different than the body. The face does not hold ink. It blows ink out. So if I'm working quick, that means I'm working quick. I'm at the right layer of skin. I'm just touching that dermis layer of skin, and then my ink is going to hold. So what does that mean? And when they come back for their touch up, they're not going to need much of nothing. They're not going to need much of nothing. Mind you, I work with a lot of dark skinned people, people of color. We're talking about melanated people. So if your main clientele is light people or pale people, of course you can use watered down ink, and it's gonna work for you. But for those of you who are working with people of color, like darker skinned people or people with a lot bigger pores, a lot oily pores, also cancer survivors, you're gonna need a little bit more pigment in your ink. So if you're having trouble with the ink retention and you want to see a better retention, I mean, you're gonna need to use a more pigmented ink. Some PMU inks get you there. Some of them aren't, you know, but you have to choose wisely. But anyway, who today, I'm using world famous ink to play with. Now, I want to go over specifically something that was requested. We had somebody in the group who stated that they kept working but kept losing their outline. So pretend this is a face, right? So pretend this is my first pass. So if I'm doing a powder brow first pass, and y'all about to see how nice these pixels are when you turn up your machine. Okay, so I want to make sure I'm still in view. Yep. Am I still in view? Yes, I am. Okay, so if I'm doing this, look how cute. I'm doing my outline. Mind you, I'm shading this outline. So I got them little pixels on my outline. I'm gonna just shade the entire bottom line. Boom. And then I'm gonna shade the top, but I'm gonna do it like a little softer. And then I'm gonna go in real quick. Y'all see this real quick? Pixel movement. And I'm gonna go in and do the body. This is my first pass. So I'm literally just trying to break the skin. So pretend this is your first pass, you're just trying to break the skin, right? And you can hear that the needle is touching down where it needs to touch down. We're getting where we need to get. And then I can go back down from the top. Boom, that's my first pass. This is only a first pass. So this is my first pass. I'm trying to make sure I don't lose my outline. So I do my first pass. Then I do not wipe or nothing. I take my dry 2x2, because that's what I use during my appointments, a dry 2x2, and block the ink in. Okay, block the ink in. Once I block this ink in, then after that I take my numbing cream. So y'all pretend that this Vaseline is numbing cream, and my finger is a Q-tip. So I go in and I stamp the numbing cream in. Stamp the numbing cream in, and then I take my either you have a cling wrap or you know, barrier tape, and I put that on top of here, and then I'll go to the next brow. Okay, once I get back to this brow, I'll take off my cling wrap or barrier tape, whatever I have. I'll blot again. So I'll blot, take it up, blot, Take it up. Mind you, pretend this is a person's skin. I'm blot, and I blot and blot and blot until all of the numbing cream is like absorbed into the dry 2x2. And then I'll go in for another pass. Okay? So I turn this on. And then I go in for another pass. So this is my second pass. I'm going to go in. Second pass. And if anybody want to know, oh, can you start from the body of the brow? Yes, you can start from the body of the brow. You can start the brow wherever you want to start. It's your brow. You can start from wherever you desire. As you can see at the top, I get a little faster because I want the pixels to be more airy. So I get a little faster at the top. All right, and then I might even go back down to my outline one more time. Whatever the case. Boom. So then, once I'm done that, I'm not wiping yet. I'm taking a dry 2x2. Blot. And then apply numbing cream again. So pretend this is numbing cream and we're stamping the numbing cream in. We're not wiping all willy-nilly. We're going to stamp the numbing cream in. And then I'll go to the other brow and do the same thing. When I get back over here, I'll blot again. Blot again. And only then do I now get a damp 2x2 and wipe it away, wipe it clean. So why do I do it like this? It's because, especially when you're working with skin of color, the ink does not come up as soon as you draw. It will take at least a couple minutes for that ink to get to the surface. Therefore, if you're a person who's wiping as soon as you've drawn the outline, you're not gonna see nothing, okay? And this doesn't just apply to people of color. It can be something that happens to you even when you're working with lighter skinned people, because a lot of times you're working with lighter skinned people, then you're using a lighter color and you're probably using an ink that is not as pigmented as well. So I do this technique for everyone because as soon as the skin takes time for the ink to come up. So you do one side, you go to the other, then you come back. You don't introduce any water until your second pass. And it's a damp towel. It's not soaked, it's not drenched, it's damp. Meaning it's wet and you dry it out, or if it's a baby wipe, that's fine. Okay? And look, let me just show you. I turned up my machine. Okay? You see how much pigment caught in that brow? So when you turn up your machine, you reduce your time working in the skin. This brow gonna be done by the third pass. By the second pass is done. Third pass, you're going back, touching up, and you're out of there. Okay? So I think I'm gonna try to do. Hey, Brandy. Hey, D Noel. I feel like y'all been doing PMU for a while, but if this is new tea to you, let me know. Now, I'm going to go ahead and work with I don't even know what needle I opened. I'm going to hop in. Oh, it's a 1RL. Okay, no wonder. All right, so I'm going to hop into the same technique for Nano. Now, I'm definitely the Nano queen, especially for people of color, because a lot of people who so-called do nano brows super well don't work on black people, which is crazy to me. I'll tell you a little secret. sometimes, depending on the skin tone of the person, I use black mixed with red. And I do that because nobody has all day to be playing with a nano brow. No one has all day. No one has all day. So yeah, I up the ante on the ink. All right, so if we're doing a nano, it's literally the same concept. You lay the person down. You do your initial nano matte. Now these lines are about to look super thick, but it's okay. It's just spillage from the machine. And this is not like a realistic nano pattern. This is literally brow strokes for the purpose of showing you how to keep your shape. So I'm doing this. Little hair stroke pattern. My machine is still on 7, but when I work in the skin on a person, I actually have my machine on 8 or 9. Because I told y'all, I don't work low and slow. I don't have all day. I work on high. I get in and I get out. Okay, boom. So you got your hair strokes. Once you do your hair strokes, on this side, you don't wipe, you don't introduce any water, you don't do none of that nonsense because the ink just hit the skin. You're not gonna see nothing. So you blot the ink in, blot the ink. Okay, pretend that this Vaseline is numbing cream, and pretend that my finger is a Q-tip. We are not wiping for dear life. We're not doing none of that. We are blotting the numbing cream in. And then you take either your cling wrap, your cling film, or your barrier tape, whatever you use. But you need something like that to occlude. So if you're trying to occlude with A&D ointment or Vaseline, you gotta stop that nonsense. Let me explain it to you like this. The skin loves oil. Oil is one of the few liquids that can penetrate the skin. It makes it all the way down the pores, all the way down the hair shaft. So if you are putting oil onto the person's skin during an entire appointment, you're literally pushing ink out. So we don't use Vaseline or A&D to occlude. If you want to occlude, get you some cling wrap, cling film, barrier tape, and put it over the eyebrow. All right, so this is after you blot, do stamp in your numbing cream, and then cover it with either the saran wrap, cling wrap, barrier tape. Go to the other eye. Once you finish the other eye, come back over here. Take off the film. You're not wiping nothing. You're not introducing no water. You blot, you blot, you blot, you blot. Okay? Once you blot down, you're gonna literally see it be like, you're gonna blot, and the blot is gonna take up all of the numbing cream. Then you go in with a damp towelette and wipe away. Mind you, I did this on 7. Not even to mention that this is literally latex. So imagine on a person, once you get to that eye again, on a person, you're going to be able to see everything you did. And you will not be losing no type of nothing. You're never going to lose your outline if you work like this. Okay? All right. So let me take this up. And I'll flip it around. Okay. I really need to learn how to work these apps because I don't know how to do it. Okay, so this is what we just went over. If you want to connect more about permanent makeup, there is a form in the group where you can fill out if you want more help. But if you literally don't have time for nobody's form and you just want to talk, you can literally text the 215-431-1168 and be like, hey girl, I seen your live and I need help. Boom, and you got some help. All right. I love training on permanent makeup, but I really only like to train people who are serious about their career and want to reach those 6-figure, 7-figure earnings as an esthetician or, cosmetologist. I don't want to work with people who just playing around. So if you know you're serious and you want to learn how to maximize your time, how to have better healed results, and even how to position yourself so that you can become lock your industry down in your area. If you want to lock down your area, just go ahead. You could just text that number and you'll be able to reach me, and we could go ahead and hop on a conversation and talk about how we can help you make more with your skill or make your skill set better. But yeah, I will never say I'm the best artist in the world, but I will say I'm extremely consistent. I'm extremely consistent, and I have predictable results, and I don't use stencils. And that's something that a lot of your favorite trainers cannot say. So I'm going to just drop that right there, and I'm going to let that be what it is. But guys, we go live every single day. So every single day, if you set your alerts for this group, then every single day you're going to be fed with some gems about marketing yourself as a solo beauty boss, or on aesthetic skills like lash extension, body waxing, brow, and permanent makeup. All right. I hope this was helpful. Let me know how you felt about it. And again, if you want to connect, you can literally just text us 215-431-1168 and be like, hey girl, I've seen your live and I need some help. Have a good night.